category and class for certification of pilots or airmen is different from the same terms with respect to certifying aircraft. The difference causes no end of confusion and has to be memorized, but there are some tips that might help. First of all, keep them in order, category and class. This is alphabetical order. So first, here's a refresher about category and class with respect to pilots, which is not what this question is about. Category for pilots is broad, and for most it's airplane. Other options include rotorcraft, glider, and others. Class for pilots is more specific. For the airplane category, it's single or multi-engine and land or sea. For rotorcraft, it's either helicopter or gyroplane. On the pilot certificate the FAA issues, the back will say something like airplane single-engine land, which is category and then class in order. Now on to aircraft certification, the subject of this question. The first thing alphabetically is category, and at least two categories should be familiar to student pilots. Here's a weight and balance envelope from the POH for a Piper Warrior. We can see that there are two categories mentioned, normal and utility. Remembering these two categories can be the key to keeping this straight. There are several other categories of aircraft certification, such as transport and acrobatic. In fact, everything in choices A and C in this question is a type of aircraft category. Categories of aircraft certification are based upon intended use or operating limitations. So, for example, a normal category aircraft is rated to withstand positive 3.8 Gs, while the utility category can handle 4.4 Gs, and an acrobatic certified aircraft can take 6 Gs. Aircraft certification classes are what's left here, and those are broad groupings of aircraft having similar characteristics of propulsion and flight. With respect to the certification of aircraft, classes of aircraft include airplane, rotorcraft, glider, and balloon. All this information applies to the legacy fleet and to the FAA written exam, but there were changes in 2017 for certification of new aircraft. Newly certified light airplanes are now all placed in the normal category with levels based on seating configuration, performance, and allowed maneuvers. This replaces the former utility, acrobatic, and commuter categories. Information about these new categories can be found in 14 CFR Part 23, starting around Section 2005.